employees that come to work for county government in its boundaries. And that means that the county employees are eating in restaurants, buying clothes for the children, filling the car up with gas, everything right here in Eureka. So I think it's a real positive economic thing for Eureka to be the county seat. I also want to point out that since I've been on the Board of Supervisors, the county has given over $30 million to Eureka's redevelopment agency to help create jobs. We've also given 20% of that goes for housing.
Thank you. And the next question will go to Virginia Best. Can the general plan encourage more trails for safe, non-motorized transportation?
I certainly believe that the general plan can encourage more trails for safe, non-motorized transportation. I'm proud that while I've been on the city, I've actually worked on some trails, such as the Target project that was incorporated in the Target building and business that we had come to town. But I think that can be accomplished in many different areas of the community. And I think the reason the general plan, or how the general plan can help, is that it can bring the different aspects of the community together, find out what works for everyone, and incorporate trails so that this community becomes more walkable, livable community, because that's what we want for all of us. But I would like to say, without putting jobs and people back to work in Humboldt County, it's not going to matter if we have a walkable community if no one's here to live here. Okay.
Thank you. And the same question goes to Bonnie Neely. Would you like me to repeat the question? Okay. Can the general plan encourage more trails for safe, non-motorized transportation?
Thank you. Yes, the county general plan can encourage more trails, and actually the policies in the general plan do encourage more trails. I'm currently working with Congressman Mike Thompson to get a reauthorization bill to include $50 million for a rural community to do a trails network system. And so far, we've had a tremendous amount of response and support from people here locally. The congressman has been sharing that information with other members of Congress, and it looks like we are going to get a rural option for trails in the United States, and we hope that Humboldt County will be the one community that gets the trails.
Thank you. And the question goes to Jeff Leonard.
Yes, the general plan can encourage trails. But the best way to get trails done is to actually get out and start identifying the projects and going to work on those projects. The best way to get trails done is to have people in the community who want to volunteer their time to help make these things take place. One of the reasons I'm running for supervisor, I'd like to be Eureka's full-time supervisor and work on finishing the waterfront trail that's planned to go from Myrtle Avenue all the way to Herrick. There's a number of spots that are already in place, a number of spots that are coming, but I really think that needs a full-time project manager to make that happen. In Cooper Gulch, I rolled up my sleeves, got out there with my shovel and other volunteers, and we expanded the trails in that park to make them work for our community. Now again, the Eureka General Plan talks about trails, but that's not what made trails happen. What made trails happen when people in our community saying, we want trails, I'm going to invest some time to make sure that those happen.
Thank you. Is there a comment? Virginia Best?
My last comment would be that I think trails are also a very integral part of making this community a safer place to live. The more people that use the resources and that are out in the trails and out in parts of the community that people haven't been for a while, such as down on the, I think that's the 15 second, down on the Elk River Trail, I just think it makes for a more safer community because more people are using the trails and keeps the criminal element at bay.
Okay, thank you. And the next question will go to Jeff Leonard. How can the county encourage more housing closer to jobs?
Well, absolutely, that's a big focus of the current general plan is to encourage additional housing near jobs. One of the things I think we need to do in the city of Eureka, and I've been working hard on it, and we're going to see it happen this summer, is change parking requirements in the city of Eureka. Right now, we've got this overburdensome parking regulation that says you've got to have 1.5 spaces for every residential unit, whether that's in the downtown core or out on Broadway or anywhere else. And you can't share those spaces with the commercial parking lot. So if you put together a retail building and you want to put a little apartment on top of that, you can't co-share those spaces. And as a result, we're missing a lot of housing opportunities in our downtown core and out on Broadway. So I'd like to change that parking requirement in our housing area and make it easier for people to add housing to their projects. And I think that'll help.
Okay, thank you. And the question goes to Virginia Bass.
Infill is so important, and such an important part of making this city a livable, walkable community. And part of that is when people be closer to their jobs. They spend less time commuting. They're able to get their groceries, do their shopping, and be home in a reasonable amount of time. There do have to be these restrictions, however, on setting up this type of infill development. Currently, as has been pointed out, there are a lot of restrictions of parking, and we need to make it easier, not only for people to live downtown closer to services, but also for people to develop those living spaces for people. Right now, the current restrictions make it harder for someone to make that type of living arrangements a possibility, and I think that we just need to make it easier, encourage people to live downtown. Again, that also helps with the public safety aspect, because the more people that are downtown, the better protected the community feels and less likely to have vagrants and undesirables frequenting the location.
Thank you. The same question goes to Bonnie Neely.
Thank you. The county has adopted a housing element, and it includes a number of innovative policies that will keep housing closer to jobs. We've adopted housing opportunity zones with incentives to build affordable housing that's closer to jobs. We've adopted policies with new town centers. This just came on, I guess. New town centers, and it'll be allowing housing to be integrated with neighborhood and commercial properties. And so I think we've already stepped up. We've taken action to put these policies in our general plan, and we look forward to implementing those with the plan adoption.
Okay, thank you. And there's a comment from Jeff Leonard.
Yeah, in fact, you can just accept the fact that if I have a chance for a 1 minute rebuttal, I'll always come up with something to say. Anyway, I just wanted to also add, I think one of the best things that we did to encourage housing in the city of Eureka is get grocery stores in the downtown area. If you want people to build in your downtown, you want people to build near services and infrastructure, then you've got to make that kind of a lifestyle attractive, and I think the grocery stores have done that.
Okay, thank you. And the next question will go to Virginia Bass. We live next to a bay that has potential as an economically viable port. However, we have little to ship to the rest of the world. As supervisor, would you move to change this condition?
Well, the way I'm hearing the question is, yes, I definitely agree that our bay is a very viable port. I think part of the question was, what will I do to change the fact that there's little to ship to the rest of the world? And that's actually where I have a disagreement. I think we have an awful lot in Humboldt County that can be shipped. Many of you are currently aware of the company called Wallace and Hines, who ship their bars all over the world. We have a Lost Coast brewery. We have Chev, cheese, and we're used to using the highway transportation system. And perhaps that is something that we can look at in the future, whether it's by barge or short sea shipping, is taking our local resources and then currently existing businesses that are here, helping them expand and encouraging them to ship to farther off locations. So I don't think that it's that we don't have much to ship. I think we just have to be very creative in helping businesses find a way to ship their products abroad.
Okay, thank you. And the question goes to Jeff Leonard.
Thank you. Well, we need more jobs in Humboldt County. There's no question about that. Our economy needs some help. If you want to develop Humboldt County's economy, you want to develop the Bay, I think you need to find something that makes Humboldt unique, and that's where we go. We've had some ideas of doing some shipping and competing with Oakland and Los Angeles. I don't put a whole lot of stock in those ideas. Wave Connect has come to Humboldt County. They're going to bring a lot of port jobs to this port. That's a project that really only works in Humboldt Bay. Humboldt Bay is the best place on the entire West Coast for wave energy, because we have a deep port and we've got the wave energy resource out here to use. So I'm much more interested in projects like that where we can be the leader, where we don't have competition because we have a unique strength that we can sell